This week in Pokemon Go, it is going to be massive. We are getting the Road to Kalos event, which is going to be filled with a lot of really great rating content. And then on the weekend, we of course have the Pokemon GO Tour Global Event. I'm going to be talking about all of this in today's video. Let's get right into it. Alright, what's happening everyone? Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. So this is going to be a massive week. In fact, it's probably going to be the biggest week of the year, and that is because we are getting the Road to Kalos event and also the Global Pokemon GO Tour event. Now, from everything that I've heard from those who attended the live in-person events of Pokemon GO Tour, it seems like the content is going to be really good. There's a lot of Mega Evolution raids that are actually worth doing, and of course we got the new Super Mega Raids, which are definitely going to be one you do not want to miss out on. So let's just get right into it. Let's start off by talking about the Road to Kalos event, and then afterwards I'll talk about the GO Tour event and all the things you need to look forward to. So the Road to Kalos event is essentially going to be a week-long event featuring a variety of different raid bosses, and it's going to be themed around the previous GO Tour events that we've already had. The big thing with this event is going to be the raid bosses, because every single day during this week, you're going to see a different set of legendary raid bosses, and pretty much every single one of them are ones you will not want to miss. Even if you already have 100% IVs of those legendaries, you'll still want to raid them because you may have a chance at getting one with a special background. And there's going to be some raid bosses that you will only see for this week, and you probably won't see them again for a very long time. Let's start with Monday, February 23rd, which is today. We're going to be seeing Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres in raid battles, and you're also going to be getting a raid hour featuring these three legendary Pokemon from 6 o'clock p.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. local time. And then on Tuesday, February 24th, we're going to have Shadow Lugia and Shadow Ho-Oh in raid battles, and both of them are going to be in a raid hour from 6 o'clock p.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. local time. And then on February 25th, which is this Wednesday, we're going to be getting Primal Kyogre as well as Primal Groudon in raids, and you will be able to get Primal Energy for both of these Pokemon from these raid battles. And also, they will come with their exclusive moves, which is going to be Precipice Blades for Groudon as well as Origin Pulse for Kyogre. Those are very powerful charge attacks that makes these Pokemon absolutely top tier. And of course, there's also going to be a raid hour featuring these Pokemon from 6 o'clock p.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. local time. And then on Thursday, February 26th, that's when they're going to kind of switch it up. We're going to see Dialga, Palkia, as well as Origin Form Dialga and Origin Form Palkia. And they're going to be alternating every single hour. If you see regular Dialga raids, then the next hour is going to be featuring the Origin Form. And if you see the Origin Form, then the following hour is going to be featuring the regular form. That's basically how it's going to work, and you will want to plan your day accordingly because you do not want to miss out on Origin Form Dialga and Origin Form Palkia raids. And there's also going to be a raid hour from 6 o'clock p.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. local time, and the way that it works is that for the first 30 minutes, you're going to see Dialga and Palkia, and then for the second 30 minutes, you're going to see Origin Form Dialga and Origin Form Palkia. And then finally, on February 27th, we're going to have Reshiram, Black Kyurem, Zekrom, as well as White Kyurem in raids, and very similar to Thursday, these Pokemon are going to alternate. Reshiram and Black Kyurem are going to be in the first hour, and then afterwards you're going to see Zekrom and White Kyurem, and it's going to alternate every hour. And the raid hour that's going to be from 6 o'clock p.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. local time on this day is going to have Reshiram and Black Kyurem during the first 30 minutes, and then afterwards you're going to see Zekrom and White Kyurem. That is essentially the crux of the Road to Kalos event. It's just going to be a whole bunch of raid battles featuring all of these legendary Pokemon, and you really have to pick and choose and schedule your week around the particular raid bosses you will want to go after. In particular, I think Thursday is going to be the big one because Origin Form Dialga and Origin Form Palkia are some of the most important Pokemon for you to get because of their Adventure Effect moves. Alright, so next up, let's talk about the GO Tour event. And when it comes to this event, it's going to be pretty massive. I'll just briefly go over some of the things that are going to really stand out, and then afterwards, I'll talk about some other things that are going to be happening during this week. The Pokémon GO Tour Kalos Global Event is going to start on Saturday, February 28th at 10 o'clock a.m. local time, and it's going to go until Sunday, March 1st at 6 o'clock p.m. local time. And the event hours are going to be the same for each day. Between 10 o'clock a.m. to 6 o'clock p.m. local time, you're going to see a whole bunch of various event spawns and a whole bunch of event bonuses. And in particular, we're going to see the shiny debut for Shiny Klefki, Hawlucha, as well as Honedge. So if you want these particular shinies, make sure you keep a lookout for them. There's also going to be a ticket which you could purchase for $9.99 USD, and it's going to give you a masterwork research along with a whole bunch of other goodies like a boosted shiny rate. Now, a big thing with this event is that we're going to be seeing the debut of Shiny Diancie. That's going to be featured in a masterwork research. And also, we're going to be seeing some new Mega Evolutions make their debut, and they're going to be through the new Super Mega Raids. And these new Mega Evolutions include Mega Victory Bell, Mega Malamar, as well as Mega Dragonite, and they're also going to be able to get the new Super Max level, which is a very powerful version of their Mega Evolutions. And these are all going to be available through those Super Mega Raids, which, from everything that I've heard, they're not exactly that difficult as long as you have a particular Mega Evolution. I would suggest going with something like Mega Rayquaza, and then just using it for all three of these Mega Evolution raids, because it will be powerful and super effective against all three of them. Now, another thing with these Super Mega Raids is that there's going to be an increased shiny chance for any Pokemon you encounter through them, and then Pokemon caught from Super Mega Raids are more likely to have a higher IV floor for attack, HP, and defense. In other words, if you do Super Mega Raids, they're essentially going to be a great way for you to pick up Shundos, very similar to Mighty Pokemon from last year's Wild Area event. Alright, and one more thing I want to talk about is, of course, this week's PvP content, and keep in mind that the season is going to be ending after this week. So if you still do not have rank 20 for that Pikachu Libre, this is your last chance to get it, so make sure you do all of your PvP battles. Until this Tuesday, February 24th, we're going to have the Open Great League along with the Love Cup Great League Edition, and then afterwards until March 3rd, which is going to be the end of the season, we're going to have the Open Great League, Open Ultra League, along with the Open Master League Mega Edition, which means you'll be able to use your Mega Evolutions. It's going to be a very interesting week, and I do think the Master League is going to be a ton of fun, but it will be very difficult for newer players. So I do think this is going to be a very pivotal week, especially if you feel like you will never hit Legend rank and get your Pikachu Libre. This will be your last chance to do it, so make sure you hit rank 20 by the end of this season. Okay, and there you have it. This is everything that's going on this week in Pokemon Go, and like I said earlier, this is going to be a massive week. You will want to make sure you participate in all of the festivities, especially when it comes to the Road to Callus event. Even if you do not need any of the legendaries, it is still worth raiding because you might get lucky and get one with a special background. And on top of that, we're getting Pokemon like Origin Form Dialga and Origin Form Palkia. Those are always Pokemon you need to raid unless you have yourself a Shundo with the Adventure Effect move, and even then, it would be good to have multiples of them as 100% IVs. So I would say those are definitely the raids you will want to do, as well as the Black Kyurem and White Kyurem raids. Those are also really good. Just in general, it's just going to be a really solid week. And then of course, with the GO Tour event, there's just so many big things that you will want to pay attention to, especially those Super Mega Raids. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. This is, once again, going to be a very important week, and I wish you all the best of luck. And yeah, definitely share your thoughts regarding everything that's going on down below. What is something in particular during this week that you are looking forward to? Which raid bosses are you going to be focusing on during the Road to Callus event? Definitely share all of that in the comments, and let's have a great discussion. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. That would help out my channel quite a bit. And if it's your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, as well as that notification bell. Make sure you turn it on so that you know exactly when I upload videos. And also check out the links in the description below. One of the links is to my Patreon page, and If you want to play Pokemon Go with me, the way you could do that is by becoming a Patreon member. So if that is something that interests you, make sure you go and check out my Patreon. And there's also a link to my Etsy store, which is kind of like my side hustle. It's the thing that I've been doing on the side. And I'm creating a whole bunch of stuff for anime and K-pop. So if those are things that interest you, then make sure you go and check it out. You'll probably find something that you will like. And with all that said, that's going to be it for this video. I'm Count Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, good luck this week, and I'll catch you all later.
Jinsula